Hi there, and welcome back to Tripplikit. And been a bit slow in getting videos out, unfortunately, the last couple of weeks because I was waiting on things and various things. And then, just to make matters even more fun, I have had a detached retina in my left eye and had surgery for it, which is fine, but I'm now working on one eye because the vision out of my left eye is totally weird because they put a bubble of gas in your eye to hold your retina in. So that makes what you see out of your eye really odd. Anyway, I'm going to try and press on and get a video together, and we're going to be back on robots. Now, last time I built some of these robots that this kit makes, and I can't find where. I think it's on the box where it gives you the picture of all the robots. They're quite fun and they're quite nice, and they're solar powered by a very feeble solar panel, so the idea was to do something more interesting than just have a robot which trundles forward when the sun shines. So I was trying to make it steer somehow, because it's got one motor to two shafts and basically doesn't steer, it goes forwards and backwards, and this was the best I could come up with. So these are the wheels that actually go along, and as you can see they're hinged, and these wheels are driven by the motor via all the gears under there. And my idea was, and under the front here I'll put this little caster so it can spin in any direction, and my idea was to use servos. Now I'll put it on its side so you can see what I'm doing, to lift one wheel from the drive wheel or the other, so then hopefully the wheel that was connected to the motor would drive and the disconnected wheel wouldn't, and it would go round in a circle. However, I don't rate this setup's chances of being very effective, and it's going to be a pig to try and mount servos somewhere up here. So I have changed tack. This robot I'm going to build to one of the designs in the book that it's supposed to come with, and just do something with when and how it moves forwards and backwards, some kind of sensor or something. And to make a steering robot, I did do some research and decided this sort of rig up, I was going to spend an awful lot of time reinventing the wheel when we can just buy a sort of robot base kit like that, which has two motors and the caster, so the wheels can be driven independently to steer it, and it has a battery box, and it has little wheel speed sensors as well, which is nice. So at some point in the future on this sort of ongoing robot series we're going to have a look at that. Oh, and I actually bought one. Let's have a look at it. Only, haha, it came, okay, well you can see that. Again, a clear plastic panel. It came with the baseboard broken. They assure me, sending me a replacement. So, I think the next thing for me to do is get the book out and this out and build the robot I want to base this round, and then start having a think about how we are going to drive it. Okay, so here we have the bits of what I had built taken apart, and oh yes, they sent me another baseboard for my other robot, and here it is. it's broken down the middle in the same place. I'm guessing that this is just too thin really to try and keep the cost down. So whether a third one will come, we don't know. I might try fixing it together to get us going. But for now we're on with this, and we need to build out of this. There we are. I was going to go for the buggy bot because it's the easiest to drive, I guess. It's the simplest. So we'll have a start with that, and then we might try something more ambitious later on. So the buggy bot. So off we go. Let's get it assembled. Okay, here's the box of everything else. And it says age is 8+, so you can have a laugh at me making a complete muck up of it, bearing in mind I have built this already. However, I would say in my defence, I am trying to do it with only one eye. That is my excuse. So we need a hexagonal spindle, one of the big grey gears with one of the little black gears. Okay, 2 of these on the round spindles. Have we got any more? Oh, 5. Oh, I've got a big grey gear. Get on a round spindle. Yes. So that one's made up how we want on the round spindle. That is a round spindle. Oh no, the hexagonal one only has the black gear on it. Two round spindles. One's one with the big gear on, so that's this one. That's that one, and round spindle with a small gear on. Oh, it's down. And that's that. That should be all my spindles. Right, so I need 2 sides. Use the side cutters, I'll chop them in half. Well, right. Okay, and those are pinned together with E6s. Right, I shall go and find some E6s, should have plenty out, and go and get another cup of coffee, and we will resume. Okay, so we have some E6s which go in the 2 top ones from the inside, so that'll be there. Right, so now we need to assemble all those various spindles in there. So what I now need to do is go back to the previous video and check where I put these washers on these shafts to make sure the gears, because the gears will rattle about, make sure the gears are aligned so they mesh properly. And I put these washers behind these 2 gears. we can now attempt to assemble. And at this end we just have one of these with the gears up, like that. Then we have this little guy with the gear up. That, I suspect, has got a bit wrong. Right, it's now the afternoon, back amongst it, and I reckon I sussed out what's going on here. We've got that one, that one, that one, and these two in, and then these other two in go in last over the top. So we want this, another one of these, I think, in there. Come on, get in. No. In a grip. That in there. And then that goes in there. And somewhere we have another one of these. That goes in there. Is that right? That looks right-ish. So that's the outside. So that goes there like that. That's the top inside, that is the outside, so that must go like that, so that's wrong. Alright, yeah, that's in the bottom and it needs to go. Not good, these, they're very firmly into the one they're going through, but not very well into the one they're supposed to be fixing to it. Right. What are the chances of this lot? Ah, come on. Do we reckon that's good? Okay, so the rest should be the proverbial walk in the park after that lot. More E6s. It's the same as these little things, aren't they? Yup. And we've got 3 of them already in there, so we need another E6. Aha! I found one on the floor. And remember, there we go. Alright, so this goes on this way. There we go. So then just the motor driving that around. So let's put some wheels and tyres on. Let's go on there. Allegedly. Oh damn, I got this wrong. Hexagonal ones on the end there. Oh, this should have been loads of fun. Oh, it's a round one. That's a hexagonal one. Which is of course longer. Okay, so I'm not going to put the head on for now. I am going to, yeah, we'll put these two. We want an E14 and two E8s. Right, that goes like that. Put those through there. Into there. And that'll do us for now. On we go. And okay, let's just test she goes. Alright. That looks good. This is where only having one properly functioning eye is a real pain, judging where these little wires are. Okay, we're going to call that a success. So, what now? Okay, so for now I am proposing to control it with the trusty Arduino. I know that's not really going to fit on there, but as the project progresses we can get a little nano, which is very much smaller. And to drive the motor I have bought this for working on the big rig. A little driver board. So we want to know how we wire up the driver board first, I guess. Okay, so that little driver board, the chip on it is an MX1508, and if we look in there we have a data sheet. And you can infer that both inputs low, it's high impedance, and then one high, either input high is one way and then the other input high is the other way. Okay, high out peak 2 amps. Wow. I also found a very helpful document on how to use the MX1508 with the Arduino, and it shows how to wire it up and gives a simple example. So I will do that. Try and get this example working. So I will wire it up as per that, and they're using a nano, so it won't be exactly as per that, and I will see if I can get their example code working. I'll bring you back when I've got some connections connected. Okay, so I have rather precariously just hooked it up to the power supply on 5 volts. Just to test it's working. So here we are, here it is, and these guys are the 2 inputs. So if I were to connect this, Right, so that's connected to 5 volts. So if I connect this to one side of it, it should go one way, and the other side it should go the other way. So let's try it. That's good. And the other way. Not a dicky. And I have looked at this and it's not a wiring problem. There's definitely something dead on that board. So what I shall do is connect it to the other half of the chip and see if that works. Oh, and I've also put a 39 ohm resistor in series with the motor because the motor runs at about 1.5 volts. Okay, so that's connected up to this second channel. The power supply is on. Should we see if we can put this on its side so we can see which way the wheels are going? Okay. Right, so we will try it on the orange one, and that is going clockwise. I can see that. The camera may or may not pick that up. Let's try it on the grey side. Yep, and that's going anti-clockwise. Good, good, good. So now we can move on. So we will attach it to the Arduino and try and get it to work via software. Okay, so let's start up the Arduino IDE, come on. Okay, so here's the Arduino IDE and we want a new project. New, is that gonna... Okay. There we go. Okay, we've got a new project. And we can hopefully save this as Robot 1 Arduino Robot 1. Okay, we're there. So now if we look into the little PDF of how to connect this up, this chip up, with a bit of luck we can just pinch that and put it straight in there. Yes, we can. Delete the base project. Okay, so now we want to connect the Arduino up and I guess see if this runs. Should we? We'll just alright, so it compiles alright. So let's connect up the Arduino and see if it runs. Now it uses 9 and 10. Okay, so I've got rid of all this stuff connected to the power supply. So 5 volts and ground to there, and 9 and 10 their example uses, which is here, and they are good for PWM on this one as on the who knows. Well, so that's done. So now all I need is a USB lead, which goes to a hub rather than the computer, so it should be able to drive enough current. And if we plug this out, I don't know what code is in this Arduino, so anything might happen. Fortunately nothing bad happens, so we'll prop this back up on the reel of solder and see if we can put our code in. Okay, so now we have the correct port and the correct board. I had it set to the mega, so no wonder it wasn't happy. So now let us compile it and upload it, and there we go. Clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise. So now I might try and ramp the speed up and down just to see how it fares at that. But yeah, that's basically a success until the gears stick. Okay, so here's some my test code. Just ramps it up to speed one way and then back down again, and then ramps up the speed the other way and back down again. Just for the hell of it, really. So let's fire that up. There we go. Slow her down, and that's going that way, and doesn't go without it. There we go. The old stalled DC motor and gearbox syndrome, as we had in the big rig for I think about 3 videos worth. There we go, we're going that way. Oh, come on. To do something else to line up those gears exactly. And so on. But we're only going to have it going at 1 or 2 or 3 speeds, and we don't want it to crawl along really slowly, so that will be absolutely fine. So I think I'm going to call it a day on this video at that. I think we've got as far as we wanted. Next time we're going to look into how we're going to get it to detect something to tell it whether to move or not. And I have some ideas for that, and I will let you into those, well, next time. So for now, it's goodbye from Tripplikit. Hope you've enjoyed this. Subscribe, comment if you've something to add, and I'll see you next time. So it's goodbye from Tripplikit, home of interesting electronics. Goodbye. And the eye's much better, thank you. It's healing up, and it took me a few days to make this video, well, about a week, and there's still a bubble of gas, which is annoying in my left eye, but that's going, so fingers crossed my eyesight is going to be back to its sort of kind of best pretty soon. Goodbye.